Today we're going to talk about the power of a rumble. Yes, a rumble. You know when you hear that sound that stirs from deep down within and it comes to the surface and it makes that rumbling sound. That sound of energy, that sound of success, that sound of what you're doing coming to its fruition. That sound of a geyser coming up and shooting into the air. That's what we're going to be talking about today. The power of a rumble. Growing up, we had a mountain next to my house, and it was lush green where I live, a picturesque place where I lived growing up. And these mountains, Soufriere Hill mountains, we have Soufriere Hill volcano on at the top of that mountain. That mountain was 3,002 feet tall. That's how high it went up into the air. One day we heard a rumbling sound coming from that mountain, which persisted and continued for several months. You hear this rumbling geyser-like sound coming from the mountain. When you drive by it, when you're home, you could hear it. It's almost like this whistling sound going up as a vent was created for a volcano, and that rumbling sound persists. But what was happening was that magma was filling up the chambers below it. And as that material was coming up, it formed a dome on top of it. And what happened eventually, it just blew. And when it blew the top of it, this huge ash cloud went into the air. It was huge. It went up about 27,000 feet in the air, and it even messed up with the air traffic. You couldn't fly over there. We were all evacuated from that area for safety reasons and didn't go back, but it was just one of the most phenomenal things to see when something rumbles and then the potential coming up out of it. And that's the same thing with your life. You see, as you grow into the person that you're desiring to be, as you grow into the person that you're wanting to be, that as you grow into success, because success is truly the person you're becoming, that rumbling starts down deep down within, and that rumbling starts flowing out of you. You say, how do I create that rumble? It's almost like when you plant a seed in the ground. You see, you plant a seed in the ground, and as you plant the seed in the ground, and the seed starts germinating because of the water you're giving it, and because of the sunlight that it's receiving, as it starts germinating, what happens is it starts sprouting roots. And as it sprouts roots, then it starts sprouting a shoot, and the shoot pops up or rumbles up out of the ground and comes up out the ground and starts growing. So the most fundamental thing that you need to do in order to create a rumble is that you have to start growing roots. You have to grow you. You have to grow the person that you are. You have to grow your mind. You have to grow your emotions. You have to grow every facet of your life. So how do you grow you? You have to read motivational books. You have to watch motivational videos. You have to read the good book. You have to meditate upon the good book. And as you do that, then you're growing you, because you're growing your roots. As you grow your roots are what brings the nutrients that you need into your life. Your mind. As you transform, change your mind, change your world. Once you change your mindset, you will end up changing your entire world. You see, a lot of times people are not successful because they don't have the mindset of a successful person. You can't have a successful mindset if you don't change. Wash your mind of all the negative, impoverished thinking. And when you get rid of that and recalculate or recalibrate your mindset, then what happens? You start seeing things differently. You start doing things differently. Instead of wasting money, you start saving money as well, investing money as well. Instead of wasting money, you start taking care of your bills and taking care of your responsibilities. And as you start doing that, you start becoming a successful person. You see, another thing that you need to do in terms of your personal growth is that you need to make sure that you're in the right environment. You see, if you put a seed in stony ground and you put them in stony ground, it's not going to grow. You see, a lot of times what we want to do, we want to create that rumbling or that growth in our lives, but we are not in the right environment. The environment we have around us, the friends that we have around us, the people we associated with are not conducive for growth. And because they're not conducive for growth, we don't grow. We are stagnant. We are just sitting there and not going anywhere. So you have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to surround yourself with the right environment that's conducive for growth. With the right environment, you start thinking differently. You know, you could be going to a class or a gym or something, or going to a workout or going somewhere, and all of a sudden you change the environment to a better environment, and what happens? You start growing. If you're around people who are growing, they're going to help you to grow. If you're around successful people, what their traits and the characteristics and the things that they do are going to rub off on you. So watch the people you're hanging around. Watch the environment that you're in, because in order to create that rumble in your life, you have to make sure the environment is conducive for growth. You have to make sure that the environment that you're in is something that facilitates where you're going. You see, another way that you create that rumble in your life is that you learn to believe in you. You learn to love you. You have to learn to love the person you see in the mirror. Don't match yourself up to anybody, but start growing you. As you grow you, you start loving you. As you grow you, you start trusting you. As you grow you, you start loving the person you see in the mirror. As you grow you, your self-talk starts getting more positive, because the things that you tell you will be more positive, and that self-talk is what you hear in your inner ear. That's what motivates you most. That's your biggest cheerleader. So once you adjust your self-talk, because you start loving yourself better, then you start seeing and feeling that rumbling occurring in your life. Another way to create that rumble in your life is to make sure that you believe in your cause, believe in what you're doing, be passionate about what you're doing, focus on what you're doing. Focus, just like when you take a lens and you focus the sunlight, and when you focus the sunlight on a piece of paper, that sunlight causes that paper to be engulfed in flames. That's how you have to focus. If you want to do something in life, focus on what you're doing and develop yourself in such a way that you are the best at what you do. You got to do today what others will not, so you can do tomorrow what others cannot. I'm going to repeat that again because it's worth repeating. You got to do today what others will not, so you can do tomorrow what others cannot. Don't match up yourself to others. Don't sit around and say, well, they're not doing this. Be focused minded. Be focused on your goal. Be focused on where you're going. You see, as that magma is coming up out of that chamber, it's not saying, I need to go this way, I need to go that way. It's coming up at the chamber, and that's how it comes up and it explodes out the top. That's how you need to be. Your potential needs to be focused. And as your potential is focused, you're heading in the direction that you need to go. Another thing that you need to do to create that rumbling in your life is that you have to help others. You cannot get where you want to go without helping others. The more people you help, if you help as many people get what they want, you will always get what you want. So if you're a selfish person, you have to work on that, because selfishness will not get you where you need to go. You have to be somebody who is willing to help others. The more people you help, and I'm not talking about giving away money or giving away stuff, or just enabling people. I'm not talking nothing about that. I'm talking about developing people. I'm talking about giving people a hand up. You see, and as you give them a hand up and you help them succeed, your success will stand upon their success. Because the more people you help succeed is the more you are succeeding. So as you go out there and create that rumble in your life, you want to go and help as many people succeed as possible. You see, we live in such a world, and as we live in the world that we live, we have to realize that our world could be a better place if we all go out there and realize that we all have potential inside of us. And out of that potential could flow rivers of living water. And as those rivers of living water flows out, they transform all the lives around us. It's not about the pieces of paper that we have behind our names. It's not about none of that. It's about the calling and the desires that our Creator Creator has placed us here for, and the significant difference that we go out there and we make in our communities. We have to go out there and be world changers. We have to be change agents, you see. And as we're change agents and we go out there and we bring about change, then we're bringing about that rumbling in our lives. So go out there and let it rumble. Let the success and your potential flow out of you and change and transform the lives around you. Have an awesome growth day. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button below. Hit the subscribe button below. And when you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to select the bell, because by selecting the bell, it gives you that wonderful opportunity to be notified whenever I add a new video. God bless you and have a wonderful day.